99% of beginner violinists are practicing wrong, which leads to months of stalled progress because they don't understand the two things that lead to growth: what to practice and how to practice. I'm going to show you the top 5 exercises for beginners that will build you a strong foundation. Plus, I'll point out some common beginner mistakes that will slow you down. We'll start simple and build our way up, so see if you can keep up. The first exercise is called Don't Squeeze the Mouse. And no, I'm not crazy, so listen up. This exercise is a really good place for beginners to start because it builds left arm posture and finger placement. To do this exercise, find a sock, preferably one that's washed. Pick up your instrument and place your left arm like this. In between the neck of the instrument and the valley of the hand, there should be a 2 to 3 finger distance. Fit the sock there. Now I'm gonna say something really disgusting, but it'll help you. That sock is a trapped mouse. If you let your hand too loose, it'll fall off. But if you squeeze your hand, the mouse is gonna squish and you're gonna have mouse guts all over you. So with this trapped mouse, you can play whatever you like, but the objective is don't squish the mouse. Seriously, don't do it. Exercise number 2 will fix the struggle that most beginners have. I know what it's like to place down a finger and genuinely not know what sound's gonna come out. It feels like you're shooting in the dark. Exercise number 2 is scales with the tuner. If you go on the App Store and look up Violin Tuner, you'll find many apps. I personally use the app called Sound Corset because it has a tuner, metronome, and many more features, but any app should do the job. For example, we're gonna use this 1 octave A major scale. So the fingering for this is open A, first finger, high 2, third finger, open E, first finger, high 2, third finger, and the same while coming down. So as you play each note, check with the tuner to see if you're right. You want to get as close as possible to the middle dash, but if it's in the green zone, it's still acceptable. If you play out of tune, just adjust the finger until it gets right. I'm not even gonna lie, this is an absolute game changer for your intonation. If you've watched this far, I know you're serious about learning the violin. That's why I created a program for dedicated beginners like you to learn your favorite song in just 30 days without reading sheet music or having a ton of experience with the violin. I'll literally modify the song to your level, break it down step by step, and give you fingering guides so you never feel lost. I'm so confident that you can do this that if you don't play the full song by the 30 days, you get a full 100% refund. So go to the top link in the description. It's this website called Calendly where we can book a free call together. I'll just ask some basic details like your name and your experience with the violin, just to make sure that you're a real person. And on the call, we'll discuss how I can help you, and I'll just give you more details about the program. Exercise number 3. Imagine that you're extremely hungry, and you decide to drive to Taco Bell, but there's something unique about your car. You don't have rear view mirrors. Do you seriously think you're gonna drive good? No, because you'll miss all the alignment cues. And that's what it's like when you practice without a mirror. You don't know where your bow is going. How do you expect to get better if you can't even tell what's right and wrong? So find a mirror in your house or consider investing in one. And play long open notes on each string. Focus on having the bow parallel to the bridge so that you have that nice straight bow. You're gonna notice that you tend to pull the bow this way, and that you need to fix it by going this way, outwards. Instead of pulling, we want to push out. Exercise number 4. Have you ever listened to a speaker who starts every sentence with and ends it with so yeah? Well, I haven't, because I always zone out when that happens. That's what it feels like when you start and stop your bow. You have these random surges, this scratchy noise, this crunch, bounces. We don't want all that. So choose a string and practice starting and stopping the bow in random places. If you hear something funky in one location of the bow, practice that again and again until you get better. Exercise number 5. If your playing sounds as plain as Iowa's landscape, you aren't gonna sound good. Sorry, Iowa. Your playing needs dynamics in order to sound musical. Dynamics are the changes in volume. Some sections are supposed to be louder while some are supposed to be quieter. Without these volume changes, your playing just sounds extremely boring. So on each string, start off quiet and then bring up the volume. And then once you're at the top, reduce the volume as you go down. But while these exercises do help, you might be making a few mistakes that are holding back your progress. So click and watch this video to fix them.